Yeah, it's been a while since I've done anything. I've been having a sort out, and I've come to the conclusion that I've got to start. There's a lot of people that have been getting on with their life and getting on with their layouts and other bits and pieces. I keep saying I'm going to get on with the layout, but it's been a long time coming. But finally, if you look behind me, I have some framework in. So let's take a closer look. Well, there's the workbench, which is a bit of a mess. But as we come round, where all my cleaning stuff used to be for the car, we now have a bit of a framework here. Now, it's not quite finished because I've run out of wood, but hopefully I will be getting, when next payday comes, I'll be getting some ply to make the open framework, which will then sit on top of here. This is going to be up into this corner. I will then have another piece which will come across here. The workbench will be integral to it, but I will be using other wood to make the workbench. It's going to come around here, across the window, and then all this other crap will be sorted, hopefully. And there'll be another framework running along this wall, and then Royal Albert Bridge will span between this one and the other one across here somewhere. Don't exactly know where yet. So the module will be here. We'll raise up slightly, and across the top of the shelf there will just be a twin line running across the top here underneath these cupboards. Now obviously it's got to clear here, so this will just be basically running along here will be a thin bridge, if you like. It will come out here and then down across these, down a decline, across the bridge at the flat there, flat. There'll be a sort of fiddle yard in behind, and then we'll come up the other side slowly and slightly, and then come back across, eventually having just a small shelf above the work unit. So that is the plan eventually. So as I said, it's definitely coming on. But now it's time for me to clear the workbench and show you what I'm getting up to next. So as you can see, the workbench has been cleaned up and the bridge is back out. Now I've decided I'm going to get this sorted, get further on with it, because I've got so many half projects that I thought I'd better go on with this one. So when it comes to the actual rail bed itself, I was wondering about photos. Now luckily a friend of mine who was lucky enough to get tickets to go on the walk of this bridge, he's got a website which I have put the link in the description, and he's come up with these photos. So as you can see with this photo, as you start walking underneath each end, what should we call these things? Well, the structural end pieces, shall we say. You can see that it goes from ballast to having a walkway each side of the rails. The inside, you can see it looks like it's got concrete sleepers, sort of. So I'm going to buy the concrete sleepers from Pico, or the concrete sleeper to track, shall I say. And I'm going to try my best to do that with this bridge. So what I'm going to do is set it up on the bench with one half of it, so I can show you what I mean. Okay, so here's a quick mock-up of what I'm going to do. As you can see, each side here, we have here, you can see a small strip, and there's another small strip there. Those are exactly the same height as the sleepers. So I've got other pieces as well, which I'm hoping, if I can do this without knocking the tripod, will go down over. These are slightly thicker and will cover the sleepers, so they will look, I might need to get slightly larger, but they will then cover it over and make it look like a walkway across. Obviously then they're level with the top of the rails, so hopefully that'll make it look quite good. I'll probably do the same in the middle and then bridge either two pieces in and across the same there. So all you'll have is the centre bits. I may put some centre bits down. Don't know as yet. I'll have to test that when I've got the tracks in. But yeah, the as I said before, the normal track will come up to about here, and then from here onwards will be the covered walkway. Now when it comes to the other end, these strips, if you can imagine, this is the centre of the two spans joining together. We then have these pieces here which will sit in underneath, and that will happen the same on the other one, so it will butt up together. So imagine this is the centre, not the end. The other piece will then come in. This isn't going to work very well, but that will then come in and butt in there with these. I can fit 4 in, so they'll slide in there, slide in there. That will then help to glue it straight, but these pieces will then come across, and whatever excess I have will act as another piece of strengthener. Same on this side, same in the middle. And I'll do the same in underneath, because in underneath there is a little bit of a recess which would be enough for one piece coming in, and then that'll bring it level with the base there. So these spruce pieces are going to help strengthen the whole structure. Fingers crossed. So what I need to do next is I can stick these spruce pieces in, and once they're stuck in, then I will need to buy the concrete ballast, the concrete sleepered track that will go from here onwards, inwards across the bridge, and same at the other end. And then once I've put these down, I'm going to then have to try and drill through to find where I can bring the correct cables through. If you remember before, I said in one of them, obviously you have these holes which they run all the way down through. So I should be able to bring the cables down through the track bed here, down in through, and then run the cable right the way along the whole length of here. So I can have a feed pretty close to the middle of the bridge. That's the plan. Whether that works eventually, who knows. Well, there you go, there's the two base pieces stuck together. We've put these bits over the top, got the little pieces in between here and glued it all together, and then on the base we've put these across to strengthen it there. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is putting the feed for the wires in for the tracks. Now the good thing is, because we're going to have obviously a concrete sleepered track in here, I don't need to go too far from the end for the feed, because that's going to come well past, probably to about here. So then the second piece can have a feed down here. So it's looking like it's going to be a bit easier than I thought it was. Now obviously at the moment I don't have the concrete. I've got some old wooden sleepered ones, but this is a small piece of flexi track. So what I'm going to do, it's not going to be exact, but going to need holes, say one there, and then one there. So if I drill them there, I know that they're going to be on the outer sides of the track. So I'm going to do the same the other side. So then this will, well, the new pieces will line up with the end of this outer piece. They'll be butted up and glued in. So I just need to drill some holes in. That light's a bit rubbish today. So yeah, I'm going to do the same on the other side and we'll come back to it. Right, well, a couple of years ago I bought this from Lidl's along with the bits box that it came with. And I've never used it, I've never charged it. It must have been at least 2-3 years ago I bought it. And even though I've never taken it out of the box until now, it's fully charged still. So let's do this. As you can see, I went in at an angle, which makes it easier to get the cables in and run along the length to the end. So that should be easy enough to do for both the tracks this end, and I've done holes down the other end as well. So hopefully we can get the track on the top of this soon. So next to these, obviously the ones with the writing on each end, and then this is the center one. Now, as you can see from these photos of the real thing here, they have a slightly domed roof to these, and I've decided that I will be filling these in around the edges to smooth them all off, and while I'm doing it, as you can see here, this balsa comes with the kit, so I'm going to be gluing these to the top, and then they can be rounded off as the domes are. So I will be also filling these bits in here on all of them, just to smooth it off before spraying. Now with the center one, what I will be doing, and if you have a look at this photo of the actual one on the bridge itself, the edges are chamfered off, which they're not on the end ones. So coming back to this, I will probably be prizing this piece off, and on the insides in here I'll be putting a small block of strip of wood on each of the corners, gluing it in and making sure it's completely glued properly, and then I will shave down these edges here to give that same shape. Again, the center one has the block on, so that is what will be happening with these. So I shall glue all these on, coming to the end of the bottle of this. I shall glue these on and then let them go off, and then we'll get shaping away. That's the tops of the towers glued on, track bed done, wiring done for the main track span. Track span, excuse me. So there's not a lot else I can do while that is gluing and while it's all going off. So I'm going to try to attack these. Now I've got two of them. I've got a razor plane, and I've been told that it's quite simple just to shape it with this, so we'll give it a go. I'll get both of them done, and then we'll come back to it. Now straight away we have an issue. If you remember from previous videos, we have the top and the bottom, those are what they should be shaped. Now in order for these to actually fit, it appears that I may have been overzealous and added these 2 extra to the outside, which means I'm going to need to plane it down. Now, my original plan was these were going to fit into the holes in the side of the actual bridge. That's not going to happen now, so I'm chopping them off and I'm just going to sand it all down until it's the right thickness, and until this fits over the top and then the other one fits on the bottom. So I should have really built it up with that to begin with, but hey ho. Oh, I've been out with the mini plane, as you can see, been outside with the sander, and I'm a little bit happy. It's taken a little bit of a while to get the curves right, but I've done both sections. Now I'm going to need to prime it and then figure out what the original colour is, because actual car primer is a little bit too dark. There's a few gaps here with the construction, but I think I may just leave those, because with the little ridges, because I haven't quite sanded across the top, with the little ridges it looks like the actual bridge itself. So I may well leave that to give a bit of a pattern to it. So I think, I haven't checked yet, but I think that car primer will good to go first. I've also got these end turrets, which the tops need to be rounded off. The edges need to be filled and sanded as well. So, you know, these are going to take a little bit of a while to do. So it's going to be a while yet before we get it all together and in primer. So I'm going to leave it here, folks. Just going to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you for encouragement from several channels, including Piccadilly and Family Model Railway. Basically, the reason that I've pulled my finger out is, Tim, you told me get on with it because you want to see it finished. I am on holiday next week and I am going to be trying to get as much done as possible with it. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, do the bell button or whatever they say. Thank you very much. Cheers. Right, hang on, not finished yet. Couldn't help myself. I know it's not going to be the right colour grey, but I've been to Halfords and I've given it a quick spray with the grey primer. Just needed to see what it looked like. So this will be the end of the video. I kind of like the texture and the lining on it. I know it looks wooden, but give it another couple of coats, you'll still get the lining like the girders running across the top. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So need to do this one at the back and then glue it all back together. So again, thanks for watching. I shall just quickly put it on the track bed and we'll have a shot of a first train going across it. Here we go. Cheers. See you on the next one.